Greetings, 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 greetings. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters are truly edified by today's word. First and foremost, we must give all praises to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushai, for allowing this word to come out, man. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters once again are truly edified. I hope that you really get something out of this word today. And we're going to name this word, why be in darkness when you can turn on the light and move forward? That's right. The question is, which is the title of the word is, why be in darkness when you can turn on the light and move forward? Okay. It's definitely a good question to ask in this day and time. A lot of us are struck with darkness, and we're at a standstill. You know, when you're in darkness, that would imply you can't see. Okay, so instead of trying to figure out how to move forward, you'll just stand there. You'll just stay in that space until you can see again, or you'll conform to being in darkness and move by way of a blind person would move. And in this word today, the type of darkness that we're going to speak about is spiritual darkness. Okay? A lot of us are in spiritual darkness, not knowing you can simply turn on your spiritual light and move forward. This is what it looks like on the screen when you're in darkness, when there's a light that's available for you. This is what it looks like. And, the word, what I want to focus on is a lot of us are in spiritual darkness, not knowing you can turn on that spiritual light. You have access to the spiritual light, which in essence will allow you to not continue to be stagnant in a standstill, but allow you to move forward. Now, one might ask, what is spiritual darkness? Spiritual darkness is simply living apart from the Lord and not having fellowship with the Lord. Okay, that's a pretty simple way of giving you a definition or the meaning of spiritual darkness. And again, it's living apart from the Lord and not having fellowship with him. Also, part of being in spiritual darkness is being intoxicated off sin, being intoxicated off disbelief, and being disobedient. All of that is a recipe, okay, for spiritual darkness. And a lot of us are living apart from the Lord. A lot of us are not having fellowship with the Lord. And what happens? You're going to do exactly what a person does that does not have Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushai, in their lives. You're going to be drunk off sin, drunk off disobedience, drunk off disbelief. Okay, that's spiritual darkness. Okay, and we're going to speak about spiritual light. What's spiritual light? Yahushai. He's that light, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, who we know as Yahushai. He's the spiritual light. Okay, his glorious good news, aka his gospel, is the light that shines on our minds and our hearts. And once you have access to spiritual light, you can move forward. You're no longer stuck in intoxication of sin. You're no longer stuck in the ways of being disobedient. You're no longer stuck in being disbelief. You're no longer living apart from the Lord and not having fellowship with him. That's the beauty of light, you see. In John 14, verse 6, allow me to get that, please. And it reads, Yahushua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and life. Okay? No man cometh unto the Father but by me. You see that? So right away, the Lord is letting you know he's the gatekeeper to the Father. In other words, you got to go through him. Yahushua said in John 14:6 that he's the way. In other words, he's the spiritual GPS navigation system. You see, it says he's the truth. That goes without explaining. There's no lying in him. There's no falsehood. There's no lies. There's no deceit attached to him. Okay, he's the truth. You see, 100. You dig? And it says, and the life. What life are we talking about? He's the pathway. He's the road and path to your salvation, to your pardon. That life, you see? And no man cometh unto the Father but by him. You see that? Yeah, man. So we're going to kick this word off in Isaiah 9:2. And it reads, the people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. That dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shined. You see that? So what you had going on in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 2, people were walking in darkness and they had seen the light. And guess what the light that they had seen? It was the forthcoming of Yahushua. Okay? Prophecy. Okay? So people that was living apart from the Lord and not having fellowship with the Lord and being intoxicated off sin and disobedience and disbelief, Yahushua, okay, was who had been revealed to them, and they were clueless to that fact. You see? But in Matthew 14, in Matthew 4, verse 16, is the perfect precept to Isaiah 9:2. And it reads, the people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is sprung up. See that? So what you had, okay, in Matthew 4:16 was the deliverance of spiritual darkness by way of walking with the light of Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua. So in Isaiah 9:2, it told you people were walking in darkness. They had seen the light, which was prophecy. Okay, they had seen the light and didn't know it. But then in Matthew 4:16, not only had they seen the light, now it speaks about deliverance of spiritual darkness by way of walking with the light of Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua. So when you look at Isaiah 9:2, and when you look at Matthew 4:16, which is a lot of people, is symbolic to most people today. And that is they suffering from spiritual blindness, man. Cold-blooded, man. What's the name of the word? Why be in darkness when we can turn on the light and move forward? That's right, man. A lot of us are in darkness because they want to be, and it feels good and comfortable to them. Light hurt their eyes, but being in the dark allowed them to be secretive. Being in the dark allowed them not to be seen. Being in the dark allowed them to be safe, especially when you're doing things contrary to what the Lord expects you to be doing, you see? And we're going to close it out, man, in 1 John chapter 1, verses 5 and 6. And it reads, this then is the message which we have heard of him and declared unto him, that God, who we know as Yahweh, is light, and in him is no darkness at all. You see that? Verse 6, if we say that we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness, we lie and do not the truth. You see how it all ties together now, brothers and sisters? So again, what is spiritual darkness? Living apart from the Lord. And what did it say in 1 John chapter 1, verse 6? If we say we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness, we lie and do not the truth. See, if you have fellowship with the Lord, that means you in the spiritual light. Okay? So if you have fellowship with him, that means you in light. Okay? If you walking in darkness, that means you are living apart from the Lord. and you not having fellowship with him. That's why it says you lying and you do not the truth. And that's the biggest thing about those that's in spiritual darkness. They live in a lie. Just like John 8:44, the father of lies. Y'all adopt the father of lies. You live a lie. The truth ain't in you. As long as you're in spiritual darkness, the truth is not in you. Which means you're prone to lying at all costs. But when you're in spiritual light, you're in fellowship with the Lord through his only begotten son, Yahushua. Now you on some obedience. Now you believe. Now you've been guided by the glorious good news, his gospel, shining on your mind and your heart. You dig? And you are following that spiritual GPS navigation system. Okay? Leading up to the Father. You see that? So, again, man, what's the name of the word? Why be in darkness when you can turn on the light and move forward? Cold-blooded, man. So anybody out there that's in darkness, man, you don't have to be. You don't have to be, man. You have access to that spiritual light. And that's Yahushua, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, man, I hope you sincere brothers and sisters were truly edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory, and honor to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten son, Yahushua, man, for allowing this word to come out. Shalom.